Sports presents the NBA. Monday Night Basketball is coming right up. Kevin Harlan here with you. Joining me tonight, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. Our buddy David Aldridge is on the sideline getting stories. Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Monday, they'll be tipping off a homestand, starting with the Memphis Grizzlies. Then on Friday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Boston Celtics.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. The guard pair, Schroeder and Thomas. Dorian Finney-Smith is out there with Nicholas Claxton. And it's Johnson in at the small forward position. And for Boston, Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. And it's Horford in at the 5, home in the paint. Well, both these teams, of course, Greg, strong and rebounding. Should be a battle out there.
Nothing easy in the paint, Kevin. Both front courts will be fighting for every possession when they miss.
Now Thomas, after Jason Tatum missed on that last three-pointer. Thomas kicks it over to Schroeder. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Tatum. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Clock at 4, taken away by Holiday. Up the floor. Brown jams it in.
Well, check out Brown getting flashy. That'll get him fired up.
And great camera work showing up on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Pass to Claxton. Thomas, it's a wide open look. And a miss there on the triple. White against Thomas. It's good.
I like that from White. Attacking the heart of that defense.
Finney-Smith with it. Pass to Johnson for the 3. Sinks the triple.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Brown outside. Tatum looking around. Now White, he's guarded by Thomas. Just 5 to shoot. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Tatum's shot is off.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Jason Tatum missing his last shot. And Claxton throws it down.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Holiday dishes to Brown. Tatum setting the pick for Brown. Bangs home the trifecta. Brown's got 5 now.
Well, you know, when Brown's hitting the 3, it really opens up this offense.
And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history. And now let's take a look at the stats for Thomas. Last year, getting it done. Last season, how about 22 points per? 3 assists and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, he gives you something to build around night after night. Reliability is huge in this league.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Schroeder finds Johnson. Schroeder setting the pick for Johnson. He takes it in. That shot missing. Great D that time from Tatum. For Boston, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Holiday, the pass to Tatum. The kick out to Brown. No good on the 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Pass to Schroeder. Back to Johnson. To the middle, taken away by Holiday. Here's Brown. The kick out to Tatum. The shot's good on the assist by Horford.
Well, look at how his team works to get Tatum set up for success. Feeding him when he's ready to fire.
Now, here's Johnson. Last game, 26 points. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Tatum. And the basket by Thomas.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Holiday, and Holiday throws it down.
Plenty of power behind Holiday's slam. He was not holding back.
Now Johnson. It's Claxton high post. Outside Thomas. Pocket 6. Launches from deep. Al Horford with the rebound. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Celtics. They lead by 4. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets.
Yeah, and last year they had major trouble with these guys. I'm not sure how it happened, but they didn't win a single game against them.
Well, yeah, White prefers a more head-on shot, but that doesn't mean he can't sink those corner threes, too.
It's Schroeder, top of the key, stolen by Holiday. They push it up 4 on 3. Brown, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Thomas, a screen on Holiday. Schroeder against Holiday. And it's Schroeder missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no airspace there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
That one goes in.
Brown does a nice job of staying ready and making himself a weapon off the ball.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. And Coach Derek White spent his first 4.5 seasons with the Spurs and Coach Greg Popovich, who did a lot to boost his confidence.
Yeah, Kevin, White was a late first-round pick. He's a humble guy, very hard-working. I don't even think he realized he could be this good.
Simmons checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And now, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here are the teams that led the NBA in block shots last year. Number 1, the Celtics.
And that defensive reputation has value in and of itself. I mean, by the end of the season, teams were afraid to take the ball inside.
Schroeder passes to Simmons, and he goes right over Jaylen Brown and slams it down.
Goodness, Ben Simmons, unreal.
Here are the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Here's Tatum, and that one off the back of the rim and in. Tatum's got his second basket of the night.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Tatum against Johnson. Back to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
And this is why you must get Simmons out of the paint. So fantastic when it comes to finishing above the rim.
White, a screen on Simmons. Holiday goes in. Out to White. Pulls it from 20. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. White's got 7 points.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Simmons passes to Claxton. Back to Simmons. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Assisted by
6 points for Ben Simmons.
And that's where Simmons wants to operate as a scorer. Foul line down.
White with it. Picked up by Claxton. And White kicks to Holiday. Tatum a screen. Shoots. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And one of the most respected players in the NBA is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Kevin, he's a 3-time Teammate of the Year award winner. He's also a Sportsmanship Award winner. He is a pro's pro.
And the first one drops. Here we are, Greg, looking at early returns from these teams. It's pretty revealing.
Yeah, the first few games of the season quickly tell you what you're good at. And they tell you also what you need to work on.
The Celtics making a switch here. Hornets checked in. That one misses. Since moving back to Brooklyn in 2012, the Nets, Greg, have won just 2 playoff series.
Just think about the all-stars they've had. KG, Pierce, Durant, Kyrie, Harden. I could name more. The Nets just haven't been able to put it together.
Here's Holiday following the bucket by the Nets. To the paint. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 3rd assist on the night.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Now here's Simmons. 6 points for him. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Pass to Schroeder. Simmons feeling it out a bit. Paxton a screen on Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. Simmons inside the line. And Boston with the rebound.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
Outside, Horford. Brown against Thomas. Brown down low. And the rejection by Claxton. Puts up a 3. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Both teams racking up the points to start this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure both coaches would like to see more defensive intensity from their team.
Now here is Horford. He has yet to score. Horford sets a screen for White. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. And the Celtics lead by 8.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Thomas, no good.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Brown outside. Pass to Cornette. This one for 3. A new 14 for Boston. Outside Holiday. White, a screen on Simmons. Holiday with the 3. He's now 2 for 3 with that miss.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla has talked about the 2 J's, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He says they've been lumped together because they play a similar position, but they don't have to be similar. They've got to be able to express who they are and not constantly be compared to each other. They're not the same. Kevin?
Back, David, remember a couple of years ago, there was some thought that maybe one would be traded. I'm glad they're still together. First one falls for it. Stan, you talk about a stacked roster. It's hard to find many weaknesses for the Celtics.
Yeah, Kevin, there's a reason the Executive of the Year award went to Boston's front office last season. The Celtics are built right, and they're built to last.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Brownie's checked in, and Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Thomas. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Well, Coach, Boston has been so close to that 18th NBA championship banner, finally able to win the title last season.
Yeah, they've been to the conference finals 6 times in the last 8 years. Lost in the 2022 finals. They got over the top with 2 additions. Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. Those guys really helped.
Pass to Finney-Smith. Here's Clowney. Off target with the jump hook. Here's Springer. He's guarded by Williams. Brown outside. Puts it up from 15. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound.
Well, he hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but they're in the lead, and that's the only thing that matters.
Williams passes to Simmons. Picked by Finney Smith. Simmons' shot is good. Simmons got 8 points.
And this is how Simmons puts up points. He challenges you close at the rim more often than not, having the physical advantage.
Now here's Brown. He has 7. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
The recent history of the Nets. You know, Greg, they're always looking for a big splash or a quick fix to be competitive.
And Kevin, this franchise has sold its future more than a few times, but they always find a way to bounce back. You hope they don't go for a quick fix with this group.
Shoot 2. No good on that. The Nets making a switch here. Milton's checked in. And he sinks the second. GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them. All the time in the world to get that one off.
Outside Tatum. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Boston shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Celtics making a switch here. Davison's checked in.
Well, it's so impressive how Jason Tatum has just continued to strengthen his game. He's a star who isn't easily satisfied by his own play and always wants to do more.
Now here's Simmons. He's got 8. Pass to Finney Smith. Back to Simmons. And good that time.
Simmons.
10 points for Ben Simmons.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Derek White has been on display for Boston. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Right back after this break. Thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Boston.
I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
And they've also been effective from beyond the arc tonight. And if that continues, guys, it can really open up the rest of their offense.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. We've got Williams. Shake Milton is out there with Simmons. Then there's Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Clowney in at the center position. Just 4 to shoot. Williams for 3. The rebound by Jason Tatum.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game. the D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
So it's Brooklyn now after the basket by Boston. Williams in the post. And eventually every player, GA, has to grapple with age, realizing they've lost a step or two against the young fellas. And sometimes that is a very slow realization.
Oh, it is, Kevin. Hopefully by that point it's less about financial security and more about prolonging the inevitable, simply for the love of the game.
And that one misses. The Celtics making a switch here. Springer's checked in. And he's good on the second. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Pass to Tatum. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Stan, as he enters his prime, Jason Tatum is shooting to become the face of the NBA.
Yeah, and Kevin, he knows winning is the key. For a star player on a great team, learning that balance, when to take over and when to set up your teammates, is a big part of it.
The first free throw is good.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
No good on the second free throw.
And looking at Tatum's game, you know, he really doesn't have a weakness. He can give it to you in a variety of ways.
Now here's Simmons. Pass to Finney-Smith. Back to Simmons. Picked by Finney-Smith. Shot clock at 5. Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
Slicing and dicing the defense to pieces. When Simmons cuts hard inside, he is very hard to control.
Here's Tatum. 8 points for him. Puts up a deep 3. Milton grabs the board.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Pass to Simmons. On the wing, Milton. Hopping on the board.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Now here's Tatum. Finney-Smith defending. Tatum down low. Working on Finney-Smith. Here's Springer. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Celtics lead by 7.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He's ready to talk things through with the team. With a break in the action, we go to the 2K leaderboard. See the teams that excelled at slowing the pace down a campaign ago. 5th on the list, the Celtics.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Milton finds Simmons. Nets passing it around. Down low. Here's Connie. Outside for Simmons. And they double up Simmons. Pass to Finney-Smith. Now here's Milton. 6 on the shot clock. Buries it from three-point range.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
Here's Springer, defended by Milton. Here's Tatum. They set the pick. Fires the three. The three is drilled by Tatum.
And nice shot by Tatum, answering the three from the other end.
Simmons left side. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Well, what a half he's had. He has completely warped the shape of this game with his hot shooting.
The Nets have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
Trendon Watford's checked in for the Nets. You know, Stan, when I think of you as a coach, I think defense. So let me put you on the spot as you assess the wing defenders in the NBA right now. Who are some of the top 2 or 3 that you notice?
Well, look, there's so many good ones. My favorite right now is Lou Dort because he's so strong, he's so disciplined, and he has an amazing ability to use his body even against guys that are a lot taller. He is a frustrating guy for great scorers to play against.
Now, he brought a lot to the NBA, but haven't the Thunder done a good job developing that kid?
Well, they have, and look, they've got other great defenders too, like Jalen Williams. Well, we've come to expect this from Tatum. Just so good at taking over games all by himself.
And Simmons slams it in.
Assist.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Nets trail by 4. And Simmons kicks to Milton. Back to Simmons. Pass to Watford. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Fade. Horford with the block.
Had a chance to check out stats for Tatum. Great showing for him last season. Putting in about 27 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. And what sets him apart is his rebounding. And as you can see, he's been in peak form.
Yeah, when a shot is missed, he has got great instincts for where the ball is going.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for Boston. Derek White comes in for Pritchard. And then for Brooklyn, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Trendon Watford. And it's Cameron Thomas in for Shake Milton. Boston, no good that time either.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
Boston.
And Derek White picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
To the inside. Here's Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
The assist.
Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen. Leaving no room for error with the slam.
Now here's Brown. 7 points in the game. Simmons with it. Back to Thomas. Claxton a screen on White. Inside. And Claxton throws it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. On the wing, Holiday. Guarded by Simmons. Holiday dishes to White. Tatum setting the pick for White. Good on the triple. White's got 13.
Well, for obvious reasons, this coaching staff has a lot of confidence in White running the pick and roll.
Pass to Claxton. White against Thomas. Wide open. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Tatum. 13 points in the game. Tatum with the screen on Thomas. The shot by Holiday, no good.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, coming out of high school at 6'0", Derek White didn't receive any full scholarship offers. He says it was humbling, but it drove me to get better. Each time you have the doubters, you just put a little chip on your shoulder. 29th pick overall in 2017, he's come a long way. Kevin, his chips are still there.
You're so right, David. Thanks. He's become a heck of a player. Claxton the pass to Williams. Good on the bucket.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Boston's gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Light a screen. Here's Horford. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
From Drew
Holiday's got 3 assists now in this one. Nets trail by 4. And here is Simmons. He's got 17. Claxton the pass to Thomas. Claxton sets the screen for Thomas. Shoots over White. Thomas's shot is off.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the look they want. It's tough working the mid-range area.
Down kicks to Holiday. Pass to Tatum. Shot clock at 6. And here's White. Right side Horford. Rebound by Williams. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Trailing by 4. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
Yeah, I mean, in that one, you really saw a difference in aggression between the two teams, particularly on the board.
Well, truth be told, they got punked on the glass. That was the difference in the game. Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team.
Here we go, fans. Time to make some noise for Boston's own Celtics Entertainment.
Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Jason Tatum.
Entertainment.
Here's Holiday. He had 13 points in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
Boston, no good that time either. Brooklyn trailing. Thomas deciding where to go with it. Bank shot, no good. Boston has gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Brown with the screen on Johnson. Pass to White. Brown inside. He's guarded by Schroeder. Out to White. Jacks up a 3. Drills the three-pointer. White's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Here's Johnson. He's covered by Brown. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And finished off by Brown.
And Brown is lethal in the open floor. Once he has a step on you, it's over.
Holiday against Schroeder. Pass to Finney-Smith to the middle. Here's Claxton. It's deflected. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first half. White, good.
Hey, sometimes it's your night. White's number keeps getting called, and he keeps coming through.
Schroeder dishes to Thomas. Schroeder with a screen on White. Here's Thomas. Here's Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe. Here's Horford. After the basket by Brooklyn. 5 on the clock. Holiday, the pass to White. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Well, it was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against Charlotte. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Horford. Claxton is screen on Holiday. Down low. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That's on Jaylen Brown.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
This quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
To the inside, White. The shot's good, Brown making the play. That's 23 points for Derek White.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And so it's the Boston Celtics. With their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
Welcome, everyone, as we dig into the details. Things working out so far for the Boston Celtics.
The pace of this game is suiting them well, and it makes sense. After all, they're the ones setting it up.
Yeah, that's what you want. Establish the tempo while staying under control. They can run away with this literally.
All right, fellas, let's now take a look at what's to come on the upcoming schedule.
Checking out the Celtics, they should win this one. But we always talk about these trap games where a team comes in thinking that they could just walk away with it.
Especially when the opponent is thirsty, as is the case here. And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Without question, Derek White displaying his skills today.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
Yeah, he hasn't been settling. He's getting to the rim, and that's him at his best.
Nets trail by 6. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Horford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Now, here's Johnson. 6 to shoot. Here's Thomas. Again, Thomas missing.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easiness.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Outside Thomas. Back to Schroeder. Pass to Johnson. Back to Schroeder. And no good. Excellent D there from Holiday. Boston leading by 8. The Celtics working the ball around now. Horford sets a screen for Tatum over Finney-Smith. And it's Boston with another.
As the lead continues to grow, this is just heady, sound basketball.
Well, that third quarter is when you want to increase your lead. Really building it up before that final quarter.
Now here's Schroeder. Pass to Johnson. Here's Finney-Smith. Schroeder looking over the floor. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Schroeder's got 6.
Just a terrific three-pointer. The defense really had no answers.
And Holiday kicks to White. Tatum with a screen on Thomas. White with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. And it's White missing. Nets trail by 7. Johnson, the pass to Schroeder. And here is Thomas. White covering. Back to Schroeder. Picked by Finney-Smith. That doesn't go either for Schroeder.
Not a great start to the second half. Just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
A three-pointer is right on target.
Holiday finds ways to score inside and from beyond the arc.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
Attention fans, now on the court is your hype squad. Get loud and let them hear it. Who wants a t-shirt?
Let's check out a breakdown looking at some data for White. A very nice season for him last year. And he's a shot blocker as well. Top 20 in that category last season. Great timing and challenges at the rim.
And again, you gotta love his commitment to excellence. He owns the free throw line. It's truly an impact part of his game. Holiday against Schroeder. Pass to Finney-Smith. To the paint. He's looking for Claxton and finds him.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
Boston leading by 8. White dishes to Horford. Outside Holiday. Tatum setting the pick for Holiday. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Dennis Schroeder.
Holiday's fiery. Tough to keep up with.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. And the first one at the line is good. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game. And so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps, terrific story. Horford nails the baby hook. Horford's got the lead up to 12 now for the Celtics.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
Johnson sets the screen for Schroeder from the baseline. And the shot no good, a bit short. And so White will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Let's take a moment to look at the 2K leaderboard and see last year's high-scoring team. The Celtics second.
I just loved how this team attacked their opponents. You could see their confidence grow as the year went on, and the points really started to pile up.
And that one falls for Tatum. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Holiday against Schroeder. Pass to Finney-Smith. Here's the three. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 6 rebounds now in the game. It's tipped. Now here's Johnson. Claxton with it, guarded by Horford. Claxton the pass to Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Thomas. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Nets trail by 14. Pass to Finney-Smith. Now here's Schroeder, light covering. Schroeder against White, and that one's good. Schroeder's got 5 points in the quarter.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
Brown outside. Thomas against White. Tatum setting the pick for White. Plenty of space. Shot is good off the back rim and in. White's got 27.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Schroeder against Holiday. It's White on the wing. Launches it. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 5 assists in the game. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Boston.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And another thing, guys, they dominated on fast breaks tonight, outrunning their opponent the entire game.
Celtics leading by 15. And Tatum puts up a deep 3. A rebound by the Nets. Thomas got 4 rebounds in this game. Cam Thomas was the 27th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft. GA. I think a lot of teams, wouldn't you agree, are regretting passing on him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe that he fell all the way to the end of the first round. Lots of teams would love to have a scorer like him on their roster.
Rebound, Boston. Tatum's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Boston's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Pass to White. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, look, if you're trying to slow down White, you first have to match his activity level.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And that one falls for White.
Well, White is such a well-rounded player. He can run the offense, act as an off-ball threat, he sets screens, and he's an all-defensive team-level player. He checks a lot of boxes.
Pritchard, he's checked in for the Celtics. Then for the Nets, Williams comes in for Thomas. And it's Ben Simmons in for Dennis Schroeder. And so he hits both. So it's Brooklyn now. 17-point game. Down low. Here's Claxton. And Horford pulls it down. Horford's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Pritchard. Guarded by Simmons. Brown outside. Tatum setting the pick for Brown. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 4th rebound in this one. Johnson, the pass to Williams. Now, Finney-Smith, guarded by Tatum. The Nets working the ball around now. And Finney-Smith gets it to go. Finney-Smith's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Brown outside. And White kicks to Tatum. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 14. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Now, here's Johnson. There's the 3. They get it again. Pass to Williams. Simmons, a screen on Tatum. With some arc. The rebound by the Celtics. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Tatum's got 19 points.
He's so good in that medium range area. Tatum can create space and shoot over the top of the defense.
Now here's Simmons. Takes a 3. Drills it from outside. Finney-Smith's got a pair of 3s now here in the 3rd for Brooklyn.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Tatum draws the double. Brown against Johnson. Up top, Tatum, who's got 19. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Tatum's got 8 points in the quarter.
And look, when Tatum is running the pick and roll, the majority of the time, he's looking to score.
Johnson surveying the floor. Simmons finds Finney-Smith. Claxton sets the screen for Williams.
All right, a moment to see the stats for Al Horford. He had a strong showing last season. Last season, he averaged 8 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Yeah, he's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
And that one falls for Williams. So both teams making some changes here. And Williams drops them both. Celtics leading by 13. Here's Brown. He's got 9.
In the third, 2 minutes.
1:56 left to play here in the 3rd. 16 feet away. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Brooklyn's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the 3rd quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Pass to Williams. Launches a three. It's hauled in by Cornette. Cornette's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pritchard passes to Brown. Over Milton. A terrific move by Brown to score. Brown's got 11.
Well, look, they need Brown making an impact with his outside game, and he rarely disappoints.
To the inside, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Boston's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Pass to Brown. Shoots from 14. That doesn't go either for Brown. Nets trail by 13. Williams passes to Johnson.
Boston foul. Sam Hauser.
For Brooklyn, they have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Celtics making a switch here. Walsh is checked in. Trendon Watford's checked in for the Nets. He hits both from the stripe.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Here's Pritchard, guarded by Simmons. Pritchard passes to Walsh. Here's Brown. Pass to Hauser. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. 5 to shoot. Here's Pritchard. No good with the triple. Simmons dishes to Johnson. Puts up a deep 3. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Derek White has been on display for the Boston Celtics. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. We'll return shortly. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, he really just helps tie this team together. They know they can count on him to set them up.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Setting the floor for the Nets. Shake Milton is out there with Simmons. Then there's Trendon Watford. And it's Whitehead in at the 3 spot. Tatum. Rebound, Brooklyn. Now Milton. Simmons inside. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Simmons got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for Brooklyn. Tatum on the wing. Oh, Tatum won't be denied.
And guys, it's no easy task defending Tatum inside. You can body him up, bump him, he'll still find a way.
Simmons left side, and that one drops. Simmons got 21.
Playing from behind right here, not easy, but he is answering the bell.
Well, consistent scoring is a good foundation for a comeback. They can't be wasting possessions now.
Here's Hauser. Pass to Pritchard. Inside. Here's Cornette. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Milton the pass to Whitehead. Here's Clowney. Outside, Simmons. Pass to Clowney. The three. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
For three.
Simmons got his third assist on the night.
And that pass-first nature of Simmons, outstanding at understanding when his teammates are open.
Here's Pritchard. Here's Hauser. Three-pointer. Connects from three-point range. Hauser's got his first 3 points of the game.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now, here's Milton. Rebounded by Tatum. Tatum's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Look, Tatum draws so much attention. Someone's bound to be open.
Simmons, the bounce pass. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Turns it over there, but that's his first of the contest. He's done a good job of minimizing mistakes on the night.
Drew Holiday, he's checked in for the Celtics. Williams, he's checked in for the Nets. Johnson comes in for Simmons. Celtics leading by 13. Here's Pritchard. Pass to Hauser. Tatum with it. From past the arc. Brooklyn with the rebound. Williams has got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, so far in the second half, he hasn't been able to get another 3 to fall.
Here's Clowney. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Well, anytime you can get a good look close in like that, it's always your best option.
Cameron Thomas, he's checked in for the Nets.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. What's up?
On the free throw, no good. Celtics leading by 11. Holiday with it. Now Thomas defending. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Deflects the pass. Offensive rebound. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Milton. Here's Holiday. Pass to Tatum. From outside the arc. And another miss by Boston.
Yeah, there's no reason for the defense to get out on him right now. Just let him keep taking that shot until he shows them he's going to knock it down.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Pass to Cornet. The kick out to Tatum. Hits the 3-point bomb. Tatum's got 13 points in the second half.
Well, it's only his second 3 of the night. If he's going to heat up, the second half is a great time to do it.
Milton the pass to Watford. To the middle. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful 2-hand jam. Outside Tatum. Thomas grabs the rebound. And so Thomas will bring it up for the Nets. A 12-point game. Clock at 6. Outside Williams. Fires top of the key. And yes, it's good.
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Tatum, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now, here's Milton. They set the pick beyond the arc. And Boston with the rebound. Holiday's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Pritchard. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Nets trail by 10. Williams in the post. Here's Watford. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Tatum passes to Pritchard. Here's Hauser. Lets it go from deep. Trains the three-pointer. Hauser's got 6 points in the quarter.
He is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Watford inside. Guarded by Tatum. Watford, that's good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Both teams deciding to change it up. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Listened in on what Joe Mazzulla told his team, and he was real calm during the timeout. He was smiling when he told the team, we're up. Game plan is working. Go out there and have fun. It's always fun when you're up late. Guys?
Thanks, David.
Excellent balance from Holiday, refusing to let the defense get the best of him.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Johnson against Brown. Back to Schroeder. Holiday with the defensive effort.
When you challenge a player on a layup, that's what you want. Getting a stop without a foul. The defense wins that battle.
Now here's Tatum. Three-pointer, Horford. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Celtics leading by 13. Holiday with it. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Thomas. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on White. And a few years back, the NBA coach decided to change how they do take fouls. It appears it's had the impact they wanted, don't you think?
I certainly do, Kevin. I thought it was a great rule change. There's almost nothing more exciting in NBA basketball than the fast break. And take fouls were limiting that. Now that we've gotten rid of those, we're really getting to see the athleticism of NBA players.
Because we want to see the finish, don't we? We want to see what happens when they do get off on that kind of break.
That's where the excitement happens.
Good on both.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Now here's Horford. White, wide open. He fires. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. White's got 35 in the game. And Schroeder's got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 14. Johnson outside. Axton a screen on Brown. To the inside. And stolen by Horford. And here's Holiday. Outside Tatum. Horford sets a screen for Tatum. Over Finney-Smith. Tatum's shot is off.
Well, I can guarantee his coach isn't happy with his production this quarter. He's hurting their offense right now with all the shots he's missing.
Now here's Schroeder. Here's Claxton. Ball's knocked loose. Celtics leading by 14. Outside White. Tatum on the wing. Finney-Smith defending. Tatum's shot is off.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Here's Thomas. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Fourth personal foul. Third team foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for Thomas.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Boston leading by 12. The three from Tatum. It's rebounded by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Thomas.
Remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
1:56 left in the game. Kicks it out to Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. Now here's Thomas. Fires from deep. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got 11 rebounds in the game. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, look, you got to hit Tatum harder than that, or else he's just going to push right through the contact.
Trail by 15.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Boston.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
Yeah, I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game from Derek White.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Now, here's Johnson. Pass to Finney-Smith. It's Thomas on the wing. Back to Finney-Smith. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Celtics on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. Holiday, the pass to Tatum. A rebound by the Nets. Johnson outside. Nobody near Schroeder. That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
Assist goes to
Here's Holiday.
Cameron Johnson.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Jalen. A long season. What do you guys need to do to keep it rolling?
Just keep finding consistent rhythm with each other. Keep playing the game the right way, executing the game plan, and just do your job. It'll be fun.
You all did the job tonight, man. Congrats again on the win. Back to you.
All right, DA, thanks again. Thank you for